Heyo, what's up guys and girls, Rashik here with another Minecraft video, more specifically TechLoaded, and we're back on the island. So today, what I want to work on is this cool little machine called an assembly table. Our little lasers, I've tidied this area back up, as you can see I've fixed all my wall and everything. And I realized why I had some slabs missing when I was watching the video and I was editing it. It's because there was no slabs here in the first place. So I did get back as many as I broke, and I just a little foolishly said that I didn't. So I hooked up a few more engines just because I was doing some work up there and I wanted to keep this cell fully powered up. And it seems to continuously be pumping and they're not wearing out, so I'm not 100% sure of the reason for that, but I'll cop that. If it means I don't have to keep resetting them, then all good. But just in case, we're going to be working on something today, and that's why we need the assembly table. And I did a bit of reading into it. I believe that when I was talking about the energy loss in the conduits, it's something like 5% energy loss wherever energy is put into the system. So like where this cell is, I believe when it injects MJs, it's losing 5% of it, however much it had. It's a constant value, it doesn't matter on the distance. So it's an upside and a downside. If it's a really short distance, then you're losing power, but if it's a long distance, you know, it pays off in the end. But realistically, it doesn't really matter all that much because we're going to have a lot of power. So like I said, what we're going to make today is an assembly table. Now this table is very useful because it can be used for quite a few things. So it's pretty straightforward, you can see. Kind of expensive, but not the most expensive thing in the world. We need a bit of that, a bit of that, a bit of that. It's very expensive early game, but since I'm sort of mid game now and I've got a decent amount of resources, it's not too hard to get. But first I need to find some sticks. I had exactly 4. How convenient. So gonna make our gears. You've seen all this stuff before. God, I don't have cobble. Hope there's cobble here. Okay, perfect. There's cobble in here. I love project tables so much. Bit of that. Bit of that. Bit of that. And some diamonds. Perfect. So then we're going to line it with a bit of obsidian and a diamond and a piece of redstone. So if we take this assembly table and we just sit it there and then we look at it, it looks, it's pretty boring, isn't it? It doesn't really do anything. Oops, I broke the floor. It doesn't really do anything. And if we took this assembly table and we hooked it up to here, because MJs is what it uses, it, as you can see, does not connect, but it requires MJs to work. So how do you actually make the assembly table work? Well, to do that, we are going to need one more piece of equipment, or multiple pieces of equipment I should say. We are going to need some lasers. And this, not the mining laser, these lasers. And these are what power the assembly table. So again, some diamonds, some redstone and obsidians, all pretty similar stuff. And not the most expensive thing in the world. So I believe the obsidian was that. Oops, split the diamonds. Of course I only have enough redstone with me to make one. And these lasers are what will power the assembly table. So if we go down here for our demonstration again, pop down here, let's just hook it up to this system here. I want you to be an output. We're going to stick a laser here. Turn that around. Turn around, you stupid thing. Okay, it wants to stay that way. Let's just leave it that way. Should still work. And we put an assembly table here. Now, the assembly table takes certain things and it gets transferred through the assembly system and made into something else. So you may have seen, for example, some of the chipsets. Like these redstone chipsets, iron chipsets, so on and so forth. To do this, as you can see, you put it in the assembly table and it needs 10,000 megajoules to do it. So if I was to put this in here, piece of redstone in here, the laser should theoretically provide power to the assembly table, but as we can see, it does not want to. Well, shoot. Okay, I'm gonna have to make another assembly table then. Damn it. I did not know that was gonna happen. I thought I'd get it back, to tell you the truth. Learn something every day. So let's quickly make, oh no, wait, yep, I got redstone in here. Boop, 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 boop. And okay, we've got another laser. Let's hope that doesn't break again. So we're going to go down here and hook it back up to our device. And I am not quite sure why we're not getting power. I feel like I'm missing something really, really obvious right now. And it's making me feel rather foolish. What could it be? Let me think about this for a moment, guys and girls, and I'll come back shortly. Okay, so you remember how I said I thought it was something really simple? Yeah. If I maybe clicked on this for a chance, it might have done something, and voila, it is doing its job. So the color of the laser, as you saw it change color, is the efficiency of the beam. Blue is the highest efficiency, words and stuff. Blue is the highest efficiency laser that you can get, and that means it's running at full speed. But as you can see, it's a very, 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 very slow process. I believe to get full efficiency, it's about 4 point something megajoules per tick that you need. This thing's outputting up to 100, so we're all good there. And it will go to town, and slowly it will assemble the chipset. But what we can do is we can put more lasers, and the more lasers we put, the faster it gets. Now, as far as I know, there is not a limit to how many lasers you can put. So we're going to make, let's make 5 more to start with. Or let's make 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Why don't I just do it like this? That's the whole point of a project table, isn't it? Well, I've already started, so I may as well just continue it like this. Dear oh dear. Okay. So now I've got plenty of mining lasers. And this is one reason that I made this little power station room last episode. Is this done yet? Nope, who cares? God, gotta stop digging 2 holes. One reason that I made this power assembly room is maybe if I right click. No, I wonder if I can just break it. Okay, I don't know why I didn't get it back the first time. Maybe because I didn't use a pick. Now, what was I saying? For the 3rd time, one reason I made one of these this power room down here is because then I can easily sort of route, however you want to pronounce it, power over to other sections of my house, underground, unseen, and without wires everywhere. So I want to make this little area here my assembly room. And we're going to have to do a bit of planning to see how this is going to work. But the first thing I think we're going to need is some stone bricks. Now, I'm not going to use stone bricks in the finished project. These are just for the sake of example. I think I will use actually I'll probably use the white xylocrite bricks when I'm done. Is that how you say it? I don't know. Words are hard to say sometimes. And what I want to do is I want to make a little square room here that cuts off. Now the problem is, am I happy with it being a 3 wide door? Yeah, I think I am, because I want it to be 3 by 3. And I'm going to get rid of all these blocks, and I want to try something else that will look pretty cool in my opinion. But for now, what we need to do is actually get the room built. So if I was going to make this into a square, how would I do it? I need to make sure I have enough room for the lasers. So what we're going to need to do, I've said so many times just now, is if the laser is here, what we're going to need is the wall to be covering along here. So I could use micro blocks, but I think I'll just do it this way because I'm lazy. Oop, that's not what I want. You go away, sir. And we're going to need an area that's 3 by 3 by 3 pretty much, because our assembly table is going to sit here. Now you'd be maybe thinking, Rashik, why did you put the laser behind the wall? Because these lasers work whenever the assembly table is within 4 blocks range, which is pretty awesome. And now that I think about it, I don't think I can put the table that far back actually. The table will have to be probably here. So we can actually put the blocks, as long as they're within 4 blocks, they will work. They will go straight through whatever objects you put in their way, whether it's a block or a wall or whatever, and it will still continue to function perfectly fine. So what my plan was to have a wall of lasers like so running behind this wall, but now that I'm actually building it, I don't think I actually have the room to do this. Because think about it, like I said, these things need power. So if I put a laser down, let's put the laser here. How do I get power to that? Well, obviously I can just run my wires to it. That's the whole point of this. God damn it, get me out of the hole. That's the whole point of this thing here. That's the whole point. I hate falling on a surface sometimes. Let's go down slowly. Okay, we're not going down there apparently. Anyway, that's the whole point of this hole. But now there's no way for me to like stack them up and make a wall of them. That's my only issue here. So I'm gonna go off camera for a bit. I'm gonna fiddle around with the layout of this room and see what we can do with it. So I'll be back shortly, guys and girls. Okay, guys and girls, so it's looking pretty sweet. What I want to do is just quickly make myself 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. I want to make myself a few more lasers. Thank you. And the room's not 100% complete yet, but I think it looks pretty good. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Let's eat some chicken. Okay, here we go. Ta-da! The magical blue room of stuff making. Making stuff. Haha. I think it looks pretty cool, in my opinion. And that laser is not facing the right way. Oops. It needs to at least face the right direction because I had one facing the wrong way before and it was not working. So it needs to at least be straight up or facing the right direction. So as you can see, I'm basically just running the redstone energy conduits all the way around to these lasers. And you can also see I've got an ender chest set up because if we break the assembly table, there's an ender chest down here. Now what the assembly table does is it automatically ejects items to an inventory or pipe around it. So since I've got a chest below, it dumps it in there and I can keep it nice and clean. I've got a chest at perfectly reachable eye level where my chipsets will get put. So that's all nice, lovely, clean, convenient. The reason I wanted to use these blue blocks, which I guess I should show you how to craft actually. They're really simple. All you got to do is, which one was it? Yeah, it was these ones. Get your Zycrite crystal bar just by, smelting the crystals. So, just smelt them in powdered furnace or whatever. A bit of aluminium and an iron ingot, and you get 4 of those. So really easy to make and they look really cool. And like I said, the reason I wanted to use those is if we take this redstone chipset and put it in here, we should get magic after I remember to press the button again. And look at these cool little lasers powering out. So that's why I wanted to use the blue blocks because like I said, remember the efficiency is at max when it's blue, so it kind of looks like the wall is shooting it out. And I just like it. I think it looks pretty cool. Now as you can see, we're making this thing called a gate, and that's what we're going to move on to next. So I'm just going to let this thing run and I will be back shortly. Okay, so our laser is almost done. There we go. And we have our gate in the ender chest. Now these things are really cool. And there's different types of gates, but for now just the basic one should work for us. And what we're going to make now is called a structure pipe. This cobblestone structure pipe, and what this does is it basically it doesn't transport items. It sort of is just, as it says, a structure pipe. It's there to be sort of provide structure and to provide you just to something to build with. So if I can find a piece of glass, there we go, give me that. Gonna make some cobblestone pipes like so. And one thing that they're especially useful for is using pipe wire, which can be used to connect different gates together. But we don't really need to be connecting heaps of different gates or anything. But what we're going to use it for is connecting our energy cell to a series of redstone. And to do that, we can't stick a wire into the energy cell because it's not going to really, it doesn't do anything efficiently. So what's going to happen is say this is 100 megajoules, right? It's full. What we could do is, if you have a pipe, what these gates do is they give you options of what you can do with your pipe. So if I take this gate, I might be able to put it into the waterproof pipe. I don't know. Okay, I can. So I can do things like, if the pipe is empty, then there's a redstone signal. So if I was to put some redstone along here, I might have some in here. No, I do not. Whoops, I shouldn't do that. Throw it on the ground. I threw it on the ground. And I need to get my red alloy wire, which I'm sure I have plenty of somewhere. Of course, I only have 2 pieces of red alloy ingots. Damn. What I'm going to do is I'm going to cook some of this stuff up now, and I'll just use regular old wires. Okay, that's how you make alloy ingots, by the way, in case you weren't aware. You chuck them in your alloy furnace. So I'm going to get a bit of redstone, and as you can see, I guess I don't really need redstone to show you, but the point is, it's on. If I take the redstone, it shouldn't really connect. See? Oh, I guess it does. So perhaps we don't need the structure pipe. Well, we do, because this gate, you can't just take the gate and sit it on the ground. It does not work like that. It has to go into something, and that's where the structure pipe comes in. Because why would we connect the structure pipe to our energy cell? That seems a little bit silly, don't you think? So what we do instead is this structure pipe doesn't transport anything, like I said. It's just like a structure pipe where we could put pipe wire to connect gates together to make them do other things. But that's something a little more advanced for another time if we need it. My inventory is so cluttered right now. What we're going to do is we're going to take our gate and we're going to put it in the pipe. Now you'll see that it actually has some different options because of the inventory that it's next to. There is options now for energy because this energy cell stores energy. What we're going to do is we're going to set it to, if there is no energy, then redstone signal. Okay, no we're not. We're going to set it to if the energy is full. So that means if this thing is just completely full, it can't take any more energy, it's going to give us a redstone signal. And then what we're going to do is, you may remember that all these thermal craft engines and machines can be powered by redstone. So I put it to redstone signal, that means it needs redstone to be on. If I put it onto low, what should happen is if I provide a redstone signal, it will turn off instead. Now if I have a lever here, yep, I do have some levers. Let's just chuck this crap in there. If I was to use a lever, it would turn it off. So that means when these engines receive a redstone signal, they're going to turn off. And as you know, they will overheat and overpower sometimes, but we don't want that, do we? So what we can do is go back up here and grab our red alloy, because that's what we need, is we can take our alloy wire, which is crafted with just some alloy ingots, like so. That should do. Pardon me. And we can go down and connect our trusty little gate that we've got here now. Whoops, if I can actually get down here. Come on. Nope, there we go. Nope, okay. And we can connect it to our gate here. And what we can do with the gate is run it all the way along here, this wire. And now what happens is, as soon as the redstone energy cell is full, these engines will turn off. So now they're not wasting, memory, resource, server energy, whatever, being operated. But they're also not going to blow up from getting full. And they're just going to sit here and they're going to do nothing because nothing is required of them. Now if I went and did something, for example, let's chuck something in the furnace. Let's cook some cobblestone, okay? So now power is being drained, which means the redstone energy cell theoretically should not be full, but for some reason it is full because it's probably taking power from inside, isn't it? Interesting. Where is that power coming from? Very, very interesting. I've got an idea. Let's go use the assembly table because that definitely needs power. So let's get the assembly table starting up and running. Where are you? Let's make a chipset. We'll make an extra one just to make sure it's running. So all those engines are now sucking power out of our energy cell, hopefully. Otherwise they're just making power out of nothing. This is very, very interesting. I wonder if the conduits are actually storing some of the energy. That might be the case, because this energy is definitely not going down. So what I'm going to try, it's quite interesting. I'm going to let this run for a bit, guys and girls, and then we'll wrap the episode up, I think. There we go. Again, just a simple little press of a button. This, of course, the energy cell is a thermalcraft machine, so it itself is affected by redstone. So when I had it on this option, what was happening is the gate down here was actually, when it was on, it's not going to work now because the setting needs to be full, is it was disabling the redstone energy cell, so it was just not giving out power. It was sort of like an infinite loop type thing. However, if I disable this, now you can see the energy is starting to be drained and the engines have turned on. When all this stuff stops working, let's take the cobblestone out. Let's stop the assembly table. Oh, the assembly table looks like it's finished. Okay, that's done. Yep, there's my two chipsets. when all this stuff stops draining power, oh, the lag, the rain, the lag, the energy cell will slowly start to fill back up, and it's already filled up, you can see, which means the AND gate has, the gate has activated because it's full energy, redstone signal has sent out, and the engines have turned off. So, that's it for today's episode, guys and girls. I really hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I really find the gates awesome, and that's why I built this little assembly table room, because we needed gates, and they can be very helpful down the line. Hello, Mr. Creeper. But as always, guys and girls, I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please give it a like, and it really helps me out. And until next time, I will see you all later.